Hello, hello. Starting with the Bard, coming to you here from Kangaroo City. This is a huge shirt. There's a huge guy underneath. Whoa. Anyway, I started with this was black. Last night this shirt was black. Read a couple of scriptures in the Book of Mormon. I started to turn white. Look, I'm turning white. Anyway. I just have something here that happened to me, and it makes me think about why I'm here. Why am I in this zoo? Here it is. There is something special about females. No. Well, yes. No. Yes. Yes, there is something about females that's special. And it's not their body. It's something else. The other day, I had my daughter here from St. George, and we had a nice 3 or 4 or 5 days together. And then I had a small construction project that had to go on in the house, and she said it makes her nervous when I yell. And I said, well, why don't, she says, you don't know how intimidating you can be. And I said, well, okay. And so I said, I'll tell you what then, you guys don't want a leader? We were lifting some heavy equipment, a door, a glass door, double glass door, 8 feet by 8 feet. It's a big door, about 700 pounds. And you don't want any leadership on that, coming up staircases or what? No, okay. I'm at an age where I just go, I don't care anymore. So I put duct tape on my mouth, and everyone was cheering. All of my grandchildren and my family were cheering. This is a good thing, the Bard with duct tape. Well, after we lifted the first one up the staircase, I couldn't even breathe, so I had to pull the duct tape. I had to have my mouth to breathe, I guess. So anyway, my point is this. We were getting in the second part of the project. We took it upstairs. Now, let me tell you something about a spiral staircase. You don't take an 8-foot by 8-foot door up a spiral staircase. You become spiral. The kid is not going to go up there in a million years. So you got to deadlift it from the ground up into the second loft. Well, how do you do that? Okay, well, I have my ways. And we finally did. With 2 ladders, 1,900 people, we slid it underneath the rail and then tilted it up, and it's in place right now, and it's installed. Now, I had her kids. She came to me and she said, my little one, the middle child, he really likes construction, and he thinks a lot of you, and let him do some things. Okay, no problem. Anyone that wants to build in my house for free, line up. He's a cute kid. And then the older boy, he's bipolar. Don't tell anyone I told you, but he's bipolar. And he was helping me, and sharp as a tack, knows what's going on. So anyway, we're lifting this door, and I got the little one on the outside, squeezed against the rail, and this 350-pound his side of the door that could go over, and he becomes, a broken matchstick. Well, then I have the other one standing there with his hands held up here so the whole thing doesn't fall in on us. Well, my daughter was sleeping, which was good. But then she heard us working and then came into the room, which was bad. And she said, wait. I said, no, don't wait. Move it up. Tilt it, because I know. I've been in construction, okay? When you're lifting, you can't wait. Everyone is using every muscle at that particular moment, and for 2 or 3 seconds, it's going to work. After 5 seconds, people start falling like bricks. They just can't, that lactic acid in their arms, they go, I can't do it. I said, no, lift, go on up in, go lift. Then I had Abigail up above topping it, and she was trying to feed the doors into the track up there. And so then, my daughter, she starts, she's not a Mormon anymore, but she still knows the Pele Elmi, and she still knows the Reformed Egyptian dance. So I told her, I said, just sit down and leave us alone. We're going to be just fine. Well, what are these women? I don't know, because a lot of times when I was at work and I was learning construction, they would tell me, get the hell out of the way, and I did. Shut up. I did. Don't talk. I didn't. But when you tell a woman, sit down, shut up, and don't talk, it doesn't work well. That's why they're not in construction. You got to learn your place. You got to know what you're doing, and people can get hurt. I've been on jobs where people have been seriously hurt. I was on one job, a guy was killed. There's times, when you've hung from a high-rise on a outside scaffold, electric scaffold, you get some wisdom. What's right and what's wrong. Get another job, and that's what I did. Anyway, so I told her the first time in a nice and a quiet voice, sit down, leave us alone, be quiet. Well, then she goes into the Egyptian dance. So then I yelled. I said, God damn it, sit down and get out of our way. Now, I didn't want to yell. No reason to yell. Except I had a person that wouldn't do what I told them to do when I was in charge, when I had the experience, when I knew what I was doing, and I was in charge of the safety of those kids. That was my watch. And when she started going, I have a question, I want a clarification. I said, shut up, there's no questions. So we all lifted together, grunted. Finally the door went in properly. Little one stuck back in the back. He got out okay, safe. Abigail did not go over the rail. She was up on the ladder. If she'd gone over, she would have gone over the rail. And the big boy, he was cool. He just stood back. Well, now, that ain't the end of the story. That's the beginning of the story. She goes mental. Now, you know me. I'm bipolar. And I guess I've gone mental a couple of times. When I think about it, I've gone mental. I was thinking maybe I never went mental. But I have. I'm not I don't, well, listen, I don't slam doors. No, but yesterday, the pump holder got stuck in my sleeve while I was driving, and I grabbed it, and finally I said, you son of a bitch, and I just ripped it off. And I broke the, so, there's a little bit of anger and a little bit of aggressiveness. I ordered it. They shipped it the next day. It's back on. So yeah, I know what mental looks like. It can be scary, but if you see mental, it just looks like mental. And you just sit there and you watch it, and it's kind of like a circus, or the zoo, the lion. But it can't get you because it's behind the cage. So anyway, she starts packing up. This is what she does every time she's come here or anywhere. She starts packing up. Okay, kids, get this down, and then she starts boo-hooing, which makes me feel bad, I guess, but not bad because I think I did anything. But boy, she thought I did something, and so she's screaming and yelling and ordering kids down. And I told her, I said, I hate to see you leave. I'd like you to stay. Well, you don't know this, you don't know, and it's just like a 10-year-old, 11-year-old girl. And I said, well, let me tell you something. When you come into my house you are coming into a certain environment, and I try very hard to accommodate you and your family. I run all kinds of filters and all types of electrical air conditioners that clean the air, because my little one, grandchild, she's allergic, I guess, to everything. So my air is very, very pure, humidified, etc., etc., and we wash the carpets once a week in the house. So it's clean, and the little one can come in. So I try to accommodate, and you know, we had a very, very nice time. But I guess there's just some old triggers, because I was a yeller and a screamer when I was raising kids in my 20s and 30s, and maybe 40s. After that, I started calming down. But when I see something that is unsafe, you know, if a little girl is going to run out in front of the truck, I'm not going to go, "Watch out, there's a truck." I will yell. And I will grab a child or another human if I think they're going to be run over, or if I can do anything to improve the safety of the situation. And I've learned, I don't know why you have to yell at people. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. The reason you have to yell at people is when you make the sentence quiet and you say, "There's a truck coming and it could run over you." They don't feel any sense of urgency with that tone, that inflection, and that volume. "Oh, where's the truck?" And then you think, "You stupid ass. There's a truck right about to run over you." Then pretty soon, especially with children, but a lot with wives, "There's a goddamn truck! Watch out!" "Oh, okay." I don't know why they won't move on the first command, but they don't, and I can't fix that. I can't fix that. So she boo-hooed her way out of here, and you know, I guess ripped me a new asshole. I just sat there and listened and listened and listened. She said, "You think you're perfect?" And I said, "Yes." No, I didn't say that. No, I'm not perfect. Just like a woman, when she turns to you and says, "Is my butt bigger than her butt?" There is only one answer. It never changes, man. Of course not. You have the tiny, sweetest little butt in the world. That doesn't look like it at all. If you want to live, if you want to get some food, and you want to have a relationship, her butt is always smaller than the butt she points to. Okay, now, here's really why I wanted to do the video. I don't understand it, but it's gender-based. It is gender-based. And for you guys that are thinking of getting divorced, you men, I've put back in several hundred videos ago what to expect in a divorce court. I'm going to tell you an additional amount of information. If you're thinking of getting divorced and you have any children, when you get divorced, you don't have any children. Sorry. You can fantasize it. I'll visit them. I'll take them to Hawaii. I'll take them to Disneyland. You can't even get the bastards. You can't even get them. The judge is going to order a certain amount of visitation. The kids will always be sick. I don't know where the kids are. I don't care if you believe me. I don't give a shit. I've been married 6 times. And I'm going to tell you something. Children will always go with the mother. Okay, yes, I exaggerated. There's 1 or 2 12-year-old boys that will go with their father. Listen to what I'm telling you. Statistically, 98% of the time, the boys and all of the girls will go to the mother on their own volition. The judge doesn't even have to order it. You can sit down and talk. I had my 16-year-old when we got divorced. Her and I were daddy and daughter. I sat her down and said, "You know, I'd like you to come and live with me." And she said, "No, I'm going with Mom." All the kids go with the mothers. Now, let me tell you something gender-wise. Females are hooked to each other psychologically that men don't understand. Men don't understand. They will side with the mother on everything. I'm talking in principle. The mother can beat them up. The mother can burn them. I've had children in residential treatment. Wait a minute, I have a child here.
Can I go outside real quick? Well, can I just go outside?
On grounds.
To the pool.
To the pool.
Hey, I'm 12. I know how to swim.
Alright, take the key. If you get kicked out, you're going to be kicked out. Why? Be careful. Kangaroos like to swim. No, they want to go to the pool. She's got to go 3,000 miles. We don't have a pool. She's going to walk to New York from Australia. Anyway, I've run residential treatment centers, and I've had hundreds of kids, maybe thousands, well, I'm sure the thousands, that have been taken away from their parents. I don't care how mean and cruel and abusive that mother was. Every one of my kids wanted to go home at Christmas and visit with Mom. Not Dad, Mom. Now this has been one of the hardest things for me to accept in my life, that I can be as nurturing and as kind, and I'm the one here that, and historically, I've always been the nurturer in every family that I've had, not the mother. I'm the one that changes the diapers, maybe 50-50 on the diapers, but feeding the kids and educating them, training them, going to YMCA or the school or whatever, I was there. And as the war's time comes, the kids are gone. They'll go with a whore mother, they'll go with a drug addict, they'll go with a drunk, they'll go with anything. And let me tell you something, men. Let me tell you one thing that will save your emotional life. If you make your wife cry, your kids are going to hurt you. Now, if your wife chased you around the house with a Glock and fired it and you would dodge it, you're fast, you can dodge it a little bit, Then she runs out of ammunition and you go over and grab her, take her down in a restraint, police come and drag her away. Listen to the children's story. Well, Dad was dancing and teasing her. Well, Dad, he knows that Mom does that when he teases her. What did he do to tease her? Well, he was just sitting in his chair. They will side with the mother. You better be careful. I'm going to tell you, men. I'm going to tell you and tell you. I have 14 children. There's been occasion, because of medical situations, that I had to see the child naked. Never, never, never see your children naked without another adult in the room with you. You can kiss your ass goodbye and you'll be dancing with Bubba. Because if these girls get a flaming sword up their ass and they don't like you, they'll say, well, Daddy didn't, Daddy. And before you know it, you're gone. You're fucking gone. Never, never, never see your children naked for medical reasons unless you have Mom there or another adult. I had little Allison over at the pool a couple of years ago. She jumped off and hit her vagina on somebody's head. Now, when I was at BYU, I would stand by the pool hoping that would happen with the cheerleaders. But now, anyway, I didn't know if she hurt herself. She was in a lot of pain, screaming, yelling, whatever. So I needed, Mercy wasn't here. Mercy was at work. And I needed to take a look for medical reasons to find out if I needed to take her to the hospital. And so I went over to the two women standing there, and I said, excuse me, this is my daughter. She hurt her vagina. Would one of you come into the restroom with me? I just don't want to do anything or see anything without another adult there. This is a medical reason to do this. Oh, I will. I've been a mandated reporter for 30 years. And I said, good, I've been one for 40 years. Let's go make sure her vagina's okay. Went in, pulled her pants down quick, looked at it, no obvious damage. And so, that was the end of the story. Men, wise up. You're listening to a wise old man. There is a connection between a mother and her children. And I don't care how bad that mother is, those children will side with her and they'll go with her. If there's a divorce, make your mind up before there's ever a divorce, you will not have any children. I've done it too many times. Too many times. First wife, traveled once from Massachusetts to Utah, driving alone without stopping. Visit my children. I got there. Well, I don't know where they are. They're flying kites. I gave her notice I was going to be there on a certain day at a certain time. I didn't see the kids. Well, you'll have to go down to the district attorney's office, like I've got time to do that, and you'll have to make a complaint. Yeah, I got time to do that. And then they'll send it in on an order to show cause. Yeah, I got time for that. And then the judge is going to see it and then say, well, try to let him visit the kids more. Thank you, goodbye. And out the door you go, and you spent $3,000 and you lost your job in Massachusetts. I'm telling you. You don't have children if you're divorced. Sandra, the borderline personality that I married, all she wanted was one child. Hey, the Bard can handle that, so we had one child. I would never take your baby away. I would never do what the other mother has done. Never. Men, you can do and believe what you want. I did. I thought she was telling the truth. From the day we got divorced, I've never seen Genevieve once. She's 14. Once! I've never seen her. And then my whore wife, Jeannie, she took 5 of the kids, and they sided with her because she's the mom. And since they've left, I don't know how many years, 8, 9, 10 years, never seen one. Never seen one. Don't believe me? Live it. Live it. You want that pain, you want that agony? A man has to say this before he's willing to get divorced. Am I willing to give up my children and my association with my children and the birthdays and the grandchildren and other kinds of things to get rid of this bitch? It's got to be pretty bad, because you can live with an angry spouse and a stupid spouse, even an unfaithful spouse, as long as you get the kids in the house with you and you get to play with them. And she wanted to go to the pool and I'm right here, and it's part of life. If you want life with your children, listen to the Bard. Children will side with the mother. And I don't care how old they are. My 17-year-old, Abigail, saw this interaction between me and my other daughter. She goes, well, Dad, yeah, she's dancing. Yeah, she's yelling. Yeah, she's throwing stuff around, and yeah, she's in your face like this. But, there's the word. But, somehow it was my fault. They will side with each other. Girls and their psychics are hooked together. You hurt one girl, and every girl in the world hates you. Hates you. I can't explain it. All I can do is testify. I testify. Anyway, be careful. Be careful. So, I just want you to have health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and the sinews, Power in the priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. And you can pay me, lay me, and nail me, or you can, oh God, hear the words of my mouth 3 times, which is the true order of prayer. And the other sentence was basically the name of the second token of the Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarchal grip or sure sign of the nail. Men and women were very different. This part's gone.